Good afternoon, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Can everyone hear me? All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Talia, and I'm the Director of Sponsorships at Project Tech Conferences, Vancouver. On behalf of the exec team, we appreciate each and everyone's attendance at this event. We've organized a variety of interactive talks and workshops, and today's session is a panel activity brought to us by Parth Gargish. Unfortunately, the other panelists are not here, so hopefully they will join us soon. I'm gonna ask the panelists to give a quick introduction of themselves at this moment.
Parth, could you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Do you want me to switch on my video as well, or would this work? Because
Up to you. Whatever is comfortable for you.
I do not have the access to switch on my video as of now.
Okay, we will try to fix that very soon. Give us one moment, please. Hi, Parth.
I
Glad it's
believe
working.
that's working now. Maybe you made me the co-host, so
Yes.
kind of working now. All right, perfect. So would you like me to start with a short introduction?
Can you give us like 5 minutes? The other panelists are like coming on right now.
Okay.
So we just have to sort that out.
No worries. Yeah.
Okay, I set them to panelists and let's see if it works.
Kay, are you able to turn on your video and your unmute your mic yet?
Yeah, I believe so. There we go.
Okay, awesome. Glad everything's working. Okay, Talia, we can start now. Okay.
Sorry, give me a moment. I'm going to rejoin from the application instead of the web.
Okay.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for waiting so patiently. I'll be going over the introduction again, and then we'll be moving into questions. So good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Talia, and I'm the Director of Sponsorships at PTC here, Vancouver. On behalf of the exec team, we appreciate each and everyone's attendance at PTC Vancouver's track in this conference for tech entrepreneurship. We have organized a variety of interactive talks and workshops, and today's session is a panel activity brought to us by our amazing panelists. I'm going to ask the panelists to give a quick introduction of themselves, and we'll go in the order of Kay, Shub, Akira, and Parth.
Oh, I think Kay left. So we can start with Akira first.
All right, hey everyone. My name is Akira, and I'm currently a incoming second year at the University of British Columbia. I'm majoring in business and computer science, and I'm excited to talk with you all today.
Thank you. And then we'll move on to Parth.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Parth. I'm working as Senior Vice President with NetSmart's group of companies from last 15 years, and I am completely into business and tech innovation. Excited to be a part of the talk today and looking forward to connect with you guys. Yeah.
Thank you. And Shub?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shub. I'm going to be my third year at UBC studying computer science in Bachelor of Sciences. And I just completed 1 year of my co-op, so I have 1 year of industry experience and excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. And Kay, you're back in time. So we're just doing introductions right now.
Yeah, no problem. I'm Kay. I finished my third year at UBC. I'm majoring in computer science and doing a minor in data science.
Awesome. Okay, thank you guys so much for an amazing introduction. We will now move on to the Q&A session that will go until around 2, and we encourage participation. So if anyone has any questions, you guys can send it into the chat box, but we also prepared some questions, so we're gonna start right away. Okay, so it's we're gonna do like a free for all. So if you want to answer, feel free to, but yeah. So let's start off simple. What made you choose this path, whether it's career or education?
Okay, you want me to take this up? Yeah. All right. So, when I started my education, I was always interested in, how the tech and innovation space works. Even from like my high school days to, moving into choosing a graduation degree, which I wanted to get enrolled into, right? It was always something which I was very inquisitive about, that how things actually fall in place when, when programming is done, and in the real world scenario, how tech space is kind of solving use cases into different domains, whether it's healthcare, whether it's retail, because I think by the time I was stepping into my graduation years, it was tech was really coming up. I mean, from the time of 2000 and 2000 plus, right? It was the tech space and the IT space was especially booming. So this was something which really made me get intrigued in terms of taking this up as a career path. And if talking to new people, making new solutions, figuring out new problems and finding ways of getting into more solutioning is something which really is something which excites you. I think that's where the tech space and the innovation space it comes into play. So yeah, for me, this was something which really made me go into the career path which I am and I'm still pursuing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Would anyone else like to share? It could just be about your education, like why you picked that as well.
I think Shub wants to say something.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm an international student at UBC. Back in India, when I was doing my high school, I took a bunch of computer science electives in 11th and 12th, and I got into learning Java and MySQL. Those were really interesting. And then I thought, okay, maybe CS is my thing, or maybe math. After coming into university in my first year, I took a bunch of math courses, a bunch of CS courses. And after that, I just loved programming software and just knowing that I can make the machine do whatever I want to. That's where I got inspired from. And then I just applied to get into CS after first year, and then I got in. And that's what excites me.
Awesome. Akira, would you like to share?
Sure. So I guess this actually started from when I was about 6 or 7, I think. At that time I was really into using block coding. I don't know if you guys did this in your digital media class, but then there was block coding, and then you could program the small games or things just using blocks of code. And then I feel like this passion just fueled me through high school and in my first year, because in my school, like we declare majors in first year right when we come in, at least for my program. So I was set on going towards the business and computer science path, and that's where I am now.
Awesome. And for Kate?
Yeah, for sure. Unlike you guys, like I didn't start coding when I was like 5 or 6. I took my first computer science class in high school and I really enjoyed it. Obviously it's like very difficult. We can all agree that the coding's not easy. But as we know, I think tech is the future. Everything we do like revolves around technology, especially after the pandemic, going everything moving online virtually. I thought that it would be a good career to go into just because of, logically speaking, it's, there's so many like options and like available like career paths that you can choose from, as well as it's fairly lucrative career as well, just to be blunt. So in general, I wanted to go into computer science just because I enjoyed it, and also I knew I could make an impact in the world just because every like technology is completely evolving all the time. And yeah, it's something that I enjoyed doing and also something I knew that would get me a long way in the future.
Awesome. Okay. And then the next question is mostly for the students here. So since you guys are still studying, do you have any idea of like what you want to go into in the future? So like what fields or careers or jobs that you're interested in right now? Shub, would you like to start first?
Yes. So till now, I just have 8 months of experience as a web dev, and right now my internship is AWS stuff. So mostly backend. So I don't know everything about everything, but right now I feel like web development is really nice. I love seeing changes on the front end, and I haven't taken any ML or AI courses, but since I'm going into my 3rd year, I'll be taking those. So it might change in the future, my prospect. But I think that web development is really nice, and I might pursue it further.
Okay. And then Akira?
For sure. So right now I'm doing a software developing program at Google, and that's just for the summer. And similar to this career path, I want to go down and I want to continue being like a software developer, or hopefully, if I were to connect the business side, a product manager.
Oh, okay. And then Kay. I know you kind of touched on it at first.
Yeah, I'm working as a data analyst and business analyst at Deloitte right now. So I'm doing a lot of data science and a combination of like business and strategy operations as well. And then I definitely want to go into this in the future as well. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I haven't done too much experience in terms of like software development, but yeah, I've been straying a lot more towards data science.
And then once again for the students, from what you've heard, how do you think of the CS careers prospects in Canada?
So I think if we are talking about students who are actually pursuing courses in CS and in Canada, I think there's a way to go. Not just in Canada, I would say it is globally. Take organizations like ours and organizations globally. We are always hunting for good talent, especially the upcoming talent in computer science domains. Since most of the programming is is involving students who are coming from computer science background, it's something which every organization eyes for, and especially in the last 2 years when pandemic has actually hit, right? I mean, since 2020, there has been a lot of growth in the digital media space, because organizations or industries which were not digital friendly, which were not even more focusing on digital presence, they have also found out that okay, having a digital transformation is the way to go ahead. And it has forced all of us to absorb the fact that digital transformation is something which every organization needs to undergo through, and that's your that's the way. And I believe that whole ideology has changed a lot of working and business scenarios across different industry verticals. So yes, computer science was always something which had bright prospects in terms of career and path, but then I think in the last 2 years it has definitely changed a lot of dynamics in different industry spaces. So I won't limit my answers to Canada. I would say that there's going to be a lot of global demand in the coming years.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for answering. Just to follow up with that, I was going to ask afterwards, but since your company is situated in New York, how do you feel the career opportunities are different there? And like, is there a huge difference from Canada to US?
Yeah, so we are headquartered in New York, but then we are having 2 of our offices in Canada as well. We started our operations in 2018 in Canada with our first office in Toronto, and then we opened gradually up in Vancouver too. So I would say that New York, if you ask me, the market in New York, that has always been hot for computer science graduates. We have been absorbing a lot of students coming from Rochester Institute of Technology, upstate. And in Canada, we see a lot of talent, and that is the reason why, we expanded ourselves in Canada, because we have never, as an organization, we have always considered North America as a whole space, and Canada being a part of North America, it definitely catches attention of all global MNCs, because especially the Vancouver market, it's very strategically located. Vancouver being very close to Silicon Valley, right? It definitely catches attention of many global organizations, because point one is that you get a lot of talent up there in this market. Point two is that being so close to US, it's always easier for clients to collaborate with the staff. So Canada is definitely, like I said, it's a very hot market, both in terms of generating business as well as acquiring fresh talent in form of different resources, whether it's Java, .NET, Android, right? And this is exactly what brings organization like ours to the Canadian market.
Awesome. Thank you so much for answering. That was like a lot of insight. Okay. I think Shub, you also had your hand raised. I'll just say the question once again. How do you think of the CS careers prospects in Canada? If you would like to still answer.
Yeah, so I applied to a bunch of jobs for my internships, and I feel like even on the UBC's career portal, we have a lot of job openings for every single position you can imagine: ML, AI, web dev, backend, in Canada, and also some in the US. I'd say the space in Vancouver is the CS space in Vancouver is expanding. My friends who are graduating, they are getting a job pretty easily after, and the startups are growing. There's Amazon is opening their biggest office in Vancouver, I think next Jan. That's going to employ a bunch of people. So I'd say the prospects are really good in Canada, but if you move to the US, there's obviously some perks to that. You get like a 1.5 times increase of pay in tech. Yeah, I'd say the Canadian job market is really booming and very nice at CS.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Okay, Akira or Kay, do you guys want to speak up on this question?
Yeah, I can follow up on that, just because I've kind of been through that round of co-op applying to my summer internships, and I know a lot of grads right now and like future grads in comp sci, my program, who have had a lot of luck finding jobs. A very common notion, like you guys have mentioned before, that I know a lot of people have gone to Seattle and down to Silicon Valley from UBC. It's a very big thing that people do here. So in terms of like, yeah, prospects, it's not going to be hard for you to find a job. I just know a lot of people who have had lots of luck. Obviously, it's still difficult. you know, people work very, very hard here to get to where they are. But in general, yeah, like compared to the rest of the population, you won't have too much of a problem finding a job.
Okay, and for Akira?
Yeah, I completely agree with Kay and Shu in this discussion, because I think like, especially not only like going down into Seattle, there's also a lot of positions just here in Vancouver. Like for example, I know a new grad that just graduated during the pandemic, so like 2020, and then found a job at a big FANG company like in the Vancouver office about 2 months after graduation, and a 2 month job hunt. So I feel like definitely it's not hard as long as you work hard and actively prepare for your job interviews. Finding a job wouldn't be a really big problem.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and then since you guys mentioned that you've been doing internships and co-ops, how did you like find your opportunities? Yep, shoot.
I saw Kay, you unmuted yourself before me. You can go first. Oh yeah, you go first.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, both the jobs that I have right now, I applied through UBC's Science Co-op website. But I highly recommend applying outside that website too, because even though that website has hundreds of jobs, there are thousands of jobs available on the Vancouver market and also in the Toronto market, which they don't have on their portal, on the Science Co-op portal. So I recommend going to companies' website, applying there, LinkedIn, applying there, Indeed, applying there, and also your college's co-op website.
Yeah, for sure. Kate?
Yeah, yeah, I've applied to jobs through like the UBC Science Co-op portal, but the job I have currently with Deloitte was actually through LinkedIn, so networked my way through that.
That's awesome. Okay, and then Akira.
Yeah, so the UBC Science Co-op is actually, I think it's for people who have completed like specific courses, and I haven't actually completed that course yet, so I haven't gone through the UBC Science Co-op. But the Google opportunity that I am currently working in is I think it was found like just on their website. They have like some descriptions of their internship opportunities, and then I saw it, and then I was like, why not try it out? And yeah, I just got it.
Oh, nice. And then for Akira this time, since you're in the BUCS program, what are some example career opportunities that blend two of your interests together?
So first of all, I was talking about like product management, which basically combines like the more technical CS side with the business management side. But there are a lot of different opportunities out there, though I know most people in my Bucks program either go like the software development way or like more of the business management way. So I would say a lot of the times it would be just management at some tech company, but if you were to say like something that could actually blend business knowledge with CS knowledge, I would say probably entrepreneurship. So like tech entrepreneurship.
Okay. And for Parth, what was the biggest challenge you faced when going into your field? And I guess whoever, all these students, you guys can also answer this if you like.
Right. So when I was stepping into this field, I think the biggest challenge for me, which I assume comes up for every student who is kind of thinking of making a career in this industry, is that where to start from. It's I think the most common question, and my answer to this has always been that you got to figure it out based on what your interest level looks like, because the field, if I talk about business and tech, right, the industry is so diversified, right? It's not a single answer. If you ask me, if I have to give you a single answer, there's no single answer to it. So like, Shubh is here, he gets, he has interest in Java, which he was mentioning. He likes coding more on backend, right? There might be someone who is there who likes more the front end stuff. Someone might be more, interested in user experience or user interfaces. Someone might be just looking more towards analytics, right? And some people might be just looking into, designing solutions. So there's no single answer to it. And if you ask me about my challenge, it was always the same. I always had to, I was doing a lot of stuff during the initial days of my career. I was coding, I was working into UI UX. I was working in leading space in as a business analyst. But then, eventually when I was doing all this, right, I somehow realized that, okay, what is my forte, right? What do I enjoy doing most, and what am I good at? So you gotta be open to experiment stuff during the initial days of your career. Be open to experience things in as they come, right? And then, eventually as you grow with your experience, you will eventually understand that, what do you want to specialize in. So as students, you can enroll into different courses. You can have your internships. Maybe, the first internship you do might give you an idea about, one space, and the other one might give you the idea about the other one. But then, you got to keep your options open, and then take that one thing up which you really want to pursue ahead as your main career, and which really excites you to work into that space. Because you cannot keep changing your domains every day. So I say that, okay, initially 1 or 2 years are something where you need to be open to, experience a lot of stuff. But then eventually everyone finds their own, paths.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for giving so much advice. And for the students, you guys can also answer this. What was the biggest challenge you faced going into this field, or just the education process in general? We can start with Akira, if you would like to share.
For sure. So I think one of the biggest challenges would be just to gain the confidence to apply, because especially since like I just finished first year, I didn't actually know whether or not I was actually qualified to apply for many of the internships that I was seeing online. So definitely that is one of the main things that I have personally faced.
Mm-hmm. And what advice would you give to people that kind of face the same thing or might face the same thing?
It's just like that mentality of, even if you apply and you get rejected, which you most likely will at least once, there's nothing that you can actually lose. So like the best case, you end up in a big FAANG company in first year, right? The worst case would just be to be rejected and then nothing else happens. So that's all good.
Awesome, thank you. Kay, would you like to go next?
Yeah, for sure. The biggest challenge I think I had was finding out what I wanted to do in the future. I think when you're in tech, going into computer science, it's not just like there's one path for you. There are so many different opportunities and available options of career paths that you can choose from. So for me personally, like I did research for a bit. That's how I got into data science. I've done UX design. I've done like marketing and business. So I've been all over the place. So I think it's kind of like what Parth was saying about exploring and just trying everything and figuring out what you want to do. And then I guess the second half of that is another challenge I had was technical interviews. They're definitely challenging. They require a lot of time to study and read up on. But yeah, it's also about, getting the confidence and being able to just like believe in yourself and your abilities.
Yeah, for sure. And Shoop.
Can you repeat the question again?
Oh, yes, for sure. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, it was just what was the biggest challenge you faced when going into this field?
I feel like in my first year, I had some experience, as I said, from high school, learning Java and MySQL. But after that, even after I declared my major into computer science, going into second year, I feel like I had a bit of an imposter syndrome. I did not know what to do, what to learn, how to get into CS, even though I did like 2, 3 courses in CS in first year. I didn't know how to get a job, how to perfect my resume, how to basically how to get an internship. So I overcame that after looking at a bunch of Udemy courses, making some personal projects, and that helps you a lot. Helps you become more confident for interviews and also give you a solid resume to apply to internships.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Okay, so we're coming close to the end. I think we're gonna do a fun question. So if you weren't going into this field, what do you think you would have done? Simple. Okay, anyone can start. Shub looks like he's thinking. Parth, do you happen to know what you might have done?
I don't know. I mean, if I wasn't in this field, I would have become a cricketer or something because I was good at it. So, but yeah, I mean, I've always been good in sports, in health and fitness. So maybe something around that.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's a complete. But yeah.
And Shub?
If I had to give 100% of my time to something other than this, I think I'd go with bodybuilding because love working out, going to the gym, but I can't give it my 100%. But if I wasn't doing this, then I feel like I could have done that too. Because I'm fit now. Yeah.
And then Akira.
Yeah, so I guess music is also one of my other passions aside from coding, and I still kind of do that on my side. It's kind of like my little side job. So if I wasn't going down this path, I would probably be going down like music production and audio engineering.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think probably pretty out there, but I would be like a journalist or photographer for National Geographic.
Ooh, very different for everyone. Okay, awesome. So I think that is all the questions, all the time we have for today. Thank you to all the panelists for sharing and giving amazing insight on your experiences with tech and business. And I'd like to thank Kay, Akira, Shun, and Parth for joining us today. And I'm sure all the attendees were able to learn something new. Okay, so on to the closing remarks. Thank you all for attending today's session with PTC Vancouver. We hope you all had a great experience, and we hope to see you at our next session, possibly, which is on Wednesday, and it is a workshop. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at PTC Vancouver. And once again, thank you for taking time to participate in PTC Vancouver's theme of tech entrepreneurship. Thank you. You guys are all free to go.
Thank you so much for organizing.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry for like the technical difficulties in the beginning, but we really appreciate you guys coming out and helping. Yeah.
The time. Thank you.